Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here, the Horror Boy. Welcome back to some more reviews, and today we're going to be getting back to another requested review. This is a video that was requested by Trenchy, aka the Soulless Trenchcoat, one of my best friends out there, really cool guy. Left a large list of movies to review. Probably I'm not going to be able to get to all of them, not because I don't want to, but because there's a lot of requests still to get to. But out of everybody's requests, I'm going to kind of pick the big ones that stick out to me and kind of choose them as I go along. But one of the movies that he chose that really interested me was Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. That's tonight's review. And this is a 2006 film, gets a 6.7 on IMDb, directed by Scott Glosserman. Now, Scott Glosserman, I don't think he's really directed much of anything else. I've checked his filmography. He's made some things, but not a whole lot after this movie. It's really a shame because I think he's a really talented director, because he also had a hand writing the script. Says that him and David J. Steve is the two writers for this movie, and I think that honestly, they did a great job writing this film. I think that the writing in this movie, the script, is definitely one of the strongest things in this movie. And it has a lot of strong things to it. That's why I said I'm very glad that Trenchy had recommended this movie to me, because for years, people had told me about this movie. I'd never got a chance to watch it. And checking this movie out, man, I was thoroughly surprised with it. I thought it was an excellent movie. And really, I don't have any complaints. Other than there is a lot of gore in this movie, but I just wish there was like a little bit more gore. But besides that, there's still blood in it. There's still gore in it. It's just, that's maybe my one nitpick, is that there should have been just a little bit more gore. But honestly, that's a nitpick. It's still bloody. It's still R-rated. It's still fun. And the plot of this movie, basically, it's a documentary crew. They are studying these various serial killers, and they meet up with one called Leslie Vernon, or at least you think he's called Leslie Vernon. But they meet this guy who claims to be a killer, and basically they follow him around as he sets up his own real-life slasher movie. You know, oh, here's the lead girl, she's the innocent virgin. Here's Robert Englund's character, kind of playing a Dr. Loomis type character. You know, he's the hero of the movie. Oh, here's how we build suspense. Here's the red herrings of the mystery. Here's how he spooked the teen characters. This is the house. I have it rigged to where, oh, if you climb out the window, there's nowhere to go. You know, he's trimmed the branches on the tree so they break. He's got weapons, but he's like fixed them to where they break easy. So basically, he's setting up his own horror film, but in this movie's universe in real life. And the documentary crew, of course, doesn't believe him. They think he's just bluffing until the very end of the movie, where they think he's bluffing. They find out that he's really telling the truth, and he's really a serial killer. And kind of becomes one of those things where they become the good guys, try to help out the teen characters survive, and they become a part of the movie. And I'll get into more details in a second, but I just absolutely loved the story to this movie. I think it's such a genius plot, because you could definitely tell that this was made by horror fans. I mean, hell, they mentioned Jason in Friday the 13th. They mentioned Michael Myers. They mentioned Chucky. They mentioned Nightmare on Elm Street. They even do shots of the same locations. If it ain't the same locations, it looks like they literally flew out to like wherever they shot Nightmare on Elm Street, and they literally show the house from Nightmare on Elm Street, and they mentioned Freddy Krueger. Like, that was so cool. Like, they went the extra mile to go and do that. Like, that was, you could tell they loved the genre. And whether it's dialogue about building, you know, oh, this is how we build suspense. This is the red herrings. What's a red herring? Oh, it's just little people that you think are the killers but really aren't. Just so many cool aspects. Like when they get to the house, he's like, it's a very creepy looking house. It's like definitely the generic horror, like generic haunted house type thing, run down and abandoned. And he has the whole place set up. He's like, all right, so these teens, the fuse is going to blow, and they're going to go downstairs and try to fix it. They're going to have sex. And these people up here are going to go up this upstairs, and they're going to have sex. I'm going to kill them up here. Basically, setting up like it's a film. And it's just a really good plot. Like, to get into the pros and cons, one of the pros is that definitely it has a great script. I think this script is just a very smart, clever story, and I think that the script is just really well written. I think it's well done and it's well executed, and I think it's just brilliant writing. I can also say that the special effects that are there, most of them are practical. That's awesome. You do get some blood in there, you get some gore in there, and the fact that they're practical effects, I really appreciate that. Another thing, the direction. The movie doesn't look too bad at all. And I'm pretty sure it didn't have a giant budget. Because I remember Anchor Bay really, like, back when I first seen Laid to Rest and Hatchet, I was hearing about this movie a lot. And, you know, I'm pretty sure the budget wasn't a crap ton of money. But the movie looks great. It's shot well, has a good looking atmosphere. It's got a good, look to the movie. I think it's directed very well. It's shot very well. It has great lighting. I like the design of the killer, Leslie Vernon, the way the mask is and the outfit. Cool look for the killer. The cast in this movie I thought was wonderful. You have your filmmakers, which I thought were really cool characters. They were funny, they were hilarious, and the lead chick was very likable as the lead. And I like how they're not idiots. They try to get out of the situation, but they realize how good of a story this is, so they're going to keep going, keep filming. And Nathan Basil, or Basil, however you say that, Nathan Basil, I thought he was a great lead villain, because throughout the movie you think he's not really a serial killer, because he doesn't act creepy, doesn't seem like a serial killer. But there are little moments here and there where they kind of show you that he's serious about what he's doing. And I thought he had great charisma. He was just cracking jokes, having fun, not taking anything seriously. Has these friends who the documentary crew meets, and actually it's Scott Wilson. I guess he plays sort of a former slasher. And says you also have you do have Zelda Rubinstein from Poltergeist. She's in this movie too. That's crazy. But I like how they run into these people and they're joking around. Did you scare them? Did you spook the teens? Are you sure this girl is the lead girl? Are you sure? I just thought that was really fun. And the cast, I thought, all did very well done jobs acting-wise. There was not really a performance to me that seemed awful or bad. The acting in the cast was really awesome. Great acting in this movie. Another cool thing, a lot of cool cameos. You got Robert Englund, you got Scott Wilson, you got Zelda Rubinstein. You've got a lot of cameos from various people who've been in plenty of movies, and I think that's so awesome. Very, very cool. So yeah, you have a lot of cool cameos. The music I didn't think was too bad. I didn't think that there was not a main theme music in this movie that really stuck out to me, but the music wasn't bad. The music was, pretty good for what it was. The music was good. I just think it's a fun time. Really entertaining film. Knows the audience. It's a smart movie. If you're a horror fan and you haven't seen this movie yet, definitely check it out. It's a great time. Fun time. Entertaining film. It's got gore. It's got a little bit of nudity in there. It's got a good looking atmosphere. I love the way the movie ends. Even the death of the serial killer. That was a very creative way to kill a serial killer off. Um, like I said, the only little nitpick that I have is that there's not really a lot of gore in the movie. Besides that, there's no problems to me, and that's just a little thing that I noticed. But yeah, there's not really any problems for me that stick out. Any big problems? It moves along at a great pace, only an hour and 32 minutes, so it's a breeze to get through. I want to mention one other thing. I almost ended the review there, but I want to mention one more thing that I loved. The movie changes in the third act to where it starts out as a found footage movie. This is 2006, so this is right around the time where found footage started taking off. I mean, you had Blair Witch before this. A little bit after this, you would have stuff like Poughkeepsie Tapes and Quarantine and Cloverfield and As Above, So Below. So it was in that same time frame. I believe Paranormal Activity didn't come out that long after this. So this was right in the time where that style, that genre was taking off. And this movie did the found footage stuff, but it was clever with it. It wasn't annoying shaky cam. It was more of a documentary and mockumentary, of course, but it was a documentary approach to it. And I liked that because it was a different idea. And I love how at the end of the movie, they turn the cameras off and it becomes a normal film. Like with pan shots and, different camera angles. It becomes a regular movie. And that was so cool because now the characters have left the found footage world and are now basically entering the movie as characters. And they know the layout of how this killer is going to be killing people. So they're trying to figure out, okay, what's his next move? Oh, yeah, the barn. The stoner guys go to the barn and they get killed. We got to go save them. And the fat guy's like, you know what? He'll never chase me. Or he's like, he'll chase me and I'll distract him or whatever. So he runs. Because he thinks like, hey, man, you're not going to really kill me, are you? We're friends. We know each other. You're not going to kill me. And they're trying to outsmart him. And they find that the lead chick, she's not, or the main girl that's the main girl of this guy's movie, she's not really a virgin. She's having sex, doing drugs. And you find out that this other lead chick becomes the actual lead character of, like, the lead heroine. She's the final girl. That was awesome. I love how they did that. Because she realized that, okay, now I gotta get strong. So she, becomes a badass, goes out there, grabs an axe, is trying to fight this guy. The way the atmosphere ramps up, the music ramps up, everything, the suspense is just, rising. It's a really good third act. It's definitely a hell of a way to end your movie. And I love that. I love how it becomes a regular movie in the third act. I've never seen a movie that starts out found footage and then towards the end of the movie becomes a normal film and it actually works. It doesn't feel like it's out of nowhere. It fits the movie. Of course it would be a normal movie. Of course, because it's playing out like a slasher movie. So of course it would be the end of the movie, and of course this chick's the lead character. Like, it all made sense. It wasn't random. It wasn't out of nowhere. It made complete sense. And I loved it. I thought it was a great thing they did, and the movie ends on a good note. They get out of there. They fight back against the killer. It's a great movie. This movie's awesome. I'm definitely going to give it probably an 8.5 out of 10. It's a really fun, entertaining time. If you're a slasher film fan, you'll adore this movie. Go out and watch it. It's really good. Thank you so much to Soulless Trenchcoat for recommending this movie to me, man. I am so glad I checked it out. But, yeah, Trenchy, this is a review for you, bud. Thank you so much for the request. This was an awesome movie. I can't wait to get to some more of your requests. They're coming soon. They'll be on YouTube eventually. But, yeah. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching the review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm giving it an 8.5 out of 10. Definitely go check it out if you haven't. If you have seen the movie, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this film. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be seeing you guys later. Definitely have a good night. Peace.